Just a couple of silly friends talking about serious stuff.
Welcome!
Hey!
This is not what I was expecting. Two friends react to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I'm Enough.
And I'm Edward. How y'all doing?
Yay! I'm very excited to be jumping into episode 2 today of season 2. We had a huge episode last time. We had so much to talk about.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
They got really deep last episode. There were some pretty heavy topics that also very much spoke to the two of us on a very personal level. We got into.
Yeah. And there were very little songs.
Yeah. It did feel like there were fewer songs. And also we didn't get into it last time, I guess because there were so few songs, but not my favorite music from the show so far. They weren't that catchy or memorable.
I actually really love Kernels.
Love Kernels was cool, but the joke about them spending their entire budget on that music video, I wonder if that's why there weren't as many musicals and why they weren't as good.
Maybe.
Like the We Shouldn't Be Having Sex song was...
Yeah, it was kind of a throwaway.
Yeah. Anyway, that was last episode. This is this episode. Let's dive right in.
Disclaimers, we don't own the content. We're not medical or mental health professionals. We are heading into season 2, episode 2.
Will Josh see how cool I am?
Josh, see how cool I am. Oh, that goes right for my heart.
Yeah, weirdly enough, I'm doing all right. Feel my feelings, yada yada.
I remember how good I felt when I first got sober. Almost euphoric.
Exactly.
Then I found it was just a phase. We call it the pink cloud. When that went away, I had to deal with some rough stuff.
It's so good. Such a good warning.
That Greg completely ignored.
Yep. Well, he does have a history of thinking that he can handle more than he can.
Oh, and thinking he's okay despite others.
And today I kicked yesterday Josh's ass.
Yeah, you did. Oh.
Whoa.
That was
Oh, I made you
unusually romantic for
It's
him.
called noodle.
Yeah.
Poodle. It's a Jewish thing. I figured, I don't know, I've had your people's food. You've never had my people's food. Bobby would have hated you. She was really racist. It was a different time, but still wrong.
Is that necessary to share?
Rebecca overshares. I mean, so do I, but
Like, that doesn't feel like something that will be healthy for him to know.
yeah.
Some things are better not left in people's heads.
I kind of want to make a noodle kugel. I haven't made kugel in years. Oh my gosh.
I don't hate football. I get why it's fun. It just kind of propagates the ideology of physical dominance and the economic subjugation of the working poor, plus the concussions. It should be illegal, LOL.
I'm on her side. I used to be obsessed with the NFL, biggest fan, but I gave it up when I realized when all the information about CTE was just coming out and the whole Kaepernick being blackballed thing. I was like, no, I can't support this anymore. I'm out.
Yeah, when the head trauma stuff started coming out, I mean, I have an NFL tattoo.
Oh my.
Yeah, but I don't support it anymore.
Nope.
You know that I was a teenage ping pong champion.
I actually love ping pong.
In love, blam!
I hate that so much. That makes me so uncomfortable.
It's just the perfect amount of time. I just hold it just longer than you expect them to.
Yep.
Love it.
So let me guess, she actually doesn't know much about table tennis? That ping pong?
Hey, babe. What's up? Nothing.
Probably a good guess.
I have to learn how to be like a competition level ping pong player in a day. Wow.
That took me about 4 years.
Oh, you're not!
I am applying to law school. Yes. I need a letter of recommendation. Rebecca Nora Bunch, would you do me the honor?
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
Things are finally starting to happen for me.
Oh.
My dreams might actually come true.
You so deserve it.
She's worked on her marriage. She's
Yeah.
putting boundaries in her friendship.
They
And
they asked the cast what kind of songs they wanted to sing,
I
and-
love that.
and she wanted to sing a Disney princess song.
The world was all like. No.
Nope. You mean literally like a Disney song? Oh my god.
Maybe this dream won't poop on my face. There goes the bride. I came back. Feasting on the rotting deer carcass of my pride.
Oh, her voice.
Oh, this is great.
Tweedle-deedle-dee.
Eating the flesh of its whole.
Not quite what it does, but okay.
Plus, I also have my period, so I have menstrual cramps plus dump crap.
Oh no.
Just
Oh, no.
a little, because maybe this dream won't be like that.
Oh wow.
Ah! I just woke up the cat.
So it sounds like you have some feelings about that song.
Oh, so heartbreaking.
Yeah. But also full of hope. Like, yeah, no, it's really sad. I got nothing.
Ah, when you're scared to hope, yeah.
Yeah, I'd pretty much given up on hope because of my physical mental health issues. I'd pretty much just like given up, like, oh, this is just how my life is going to be. But in the past year and a half, things have turned around in a way that it's like things aren't like great in every way by any means, but they're a lot better. And I have hope that, you know what? They will be great for the first time in years. So like, yeah, the feeling when everything felt like it just, what was the point? Like, it's just the same and then to have that hope again,
Yeah. I went through a pretty rough patch right before we met. I think I was actually sort of just starting to come out of it when we met. I was in therapy for the first time after becoming suicidal. And when I arrived in Texas for that trip, I was at that low, like, I didn't know what hope was. I wasn't quite sure what was even propelling me forward. And then I met this amazing group of friends, and they got me out of the house, and they wanted to spend time with me, and they made me feel like I had value again, like people cared. And it kind of felt like that, yeah.
I'm really glad I met you all those years ago. That was the 3 weeks we were sort of like close was a really important time in my life of like, self-discovery and figuring out what I wanted and where I was going in my life. I was had a lot of fun too. Like,
And
oh my
fun is
God.
so important. We
Yes.
need fun. We need whimsy. We need beauty. These are not trivial, frivolous things.
That's one of the reasons this show is so wonderful, is because they deal with the deep, the heavy, the emotional, the important, the difficult. It's also really fun. It's ridiculous. It's over the top in so many ways. So yeah, it's like you said, fun is important. Fun matters.
And her voice.
Oh yes.
On that last high note, so good.
Yeah. it's nice seeing a musical where everyone can sing and they're giving songs that are appropriate to people's voices. I don't, not to piss off any Glee fans, but they didn't always do that in Glee. I only watched the first season many years ago. I went through a period where I was obsessed with it. I was a different man then. But yeah, they like would talk up how amazing some of these people are. And I'm like, they're fine, but they clearly weren't cast as singers first. But here, like, these guys, they are singers. And it's awesome.
Yeah, the casting on the show is so great.
So good.
Paula Proctor, how may I help you?
I love that she's treating herself like the protagonist for the first time.
Applying to law school. And so I took the liberty of writing you a recommendation.
The boss kind of makes more sense.
It does, but he also doesn't have the credentials that Rebecca does.
That's true. What are his credentials? Like, is he a lawyer?
Mm-hmm. He sure is. Pretty sure he is.
Okay.
Do you know where I can
That's fine. He's with me. Hi,
Oh, no.
I'm Rebecca.
Hi.
Why are you bringing a child into your office?
Beam. You don't need to manufacture some fake enthusiasm for Josh's hobby. Isn't a relationship all about meeting in the middle?
Why are all the children in this show so, like, absurdly wise?
I don't know. I think kids are pretty wise when I hang
This
out.
is true. This is true.
Cool.
Greg, okay, all right. One of my questions about Greg has been answered. He's back at the bar.
It's not a drug, it's a potato.
Also, you no longer have to serve alcoholic beverages. And I've taken beer-battered shrimp off the menu.
He's trying to be so supportive. He's doing it wrong, but he's trying.
Yeah, he's making a lot of assumptions and then acting on those assumptions instead of asking.
Yeah, that's true.
It concerns all of us, right? You asked us all to come here because, you're not putting any one individual on blast, right?
Dude, what?
I love Why Joe.
But the truth is, I have been...
Oh, this is going to be painful.
No, it's a shock, right? Or not a shock.
Yeah, no, not really, sort of. Saw that coming.
I'm shocked. If I did anything to contribute to this in any way...
What?
I was the one with the fake ID in high school.
Weirdly, this isn't about you.
Joe, I'm doing the same thing. Oh, I love Why Joe.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Hey, the first time Hector said something,
Light beer, idiot ass.
first time Hector said something I didn't mind, and then he immediately messes it up. Yay, Greg's song. I love Greg's songs. I also love Irish drinking songs. They're just so fun.
I pee my pants, I pee my pants. I get up from the bar to find pee on my pants.
Wow, I did not know it was that bad.
Drive home, then I puke on my cat, I knock on the cockpit, shouting, "Up by this plane!" We emergency landed.
Oh my god.
That wasn't a woman?
No, it was a bush. That's where that scar comes from.
I haven't been that bad. But I did show up at somebody's house without pants once.
Oh.
I didn't do anything wrong. Yes!
Again, not about you.
Okay. Oh, I like that. First of all, I love Irish music. I love jigs. I love it. And Why Joe. Oh god, I love Why Joe. He's just, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I love Why Joe.
Saying what we're all thinking.
Yep.
And making sure, try to put Josh in his place. Because he's trying to make
Someone kind of needs to, because as we saw, like in the party bus episode, right? Josh is the one who always kind of controls thing, and why Joe kind of goes along with it because, you know, he's chill, he doesn't care, and he's not the one being affected. But now when someone else is being affected, he steps in.
Yeah.
He's a really good friend. I want a Why Joe in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Heather in that dress. Oh, that dress was such a cool look for her. Like, she looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, I really like that song. Again, dealing with something like we talked about earlier, dealing with something serious and heavy, telling your friends about your addiction, but having fun with it.
Yeah, I like the juxtaposition with the Irish drinking song, which is normally like celebrating drinking, and instead showing the realities of alcohol, which one of the like biggest why can't I
Causes of death.
Thank you. Yeah, one of the the top causes of death.
It's one of the number one like non-natural cause of death.
Yeah.
Between drunk driving and health problems and other things like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All sorts of problems. Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. And also, like, I really like Greg. Greg is one of my favorite performers in the show. So anytime Greg gets a song, I get excited.
Yeah, he's incredibly skilled.
He has such a charisma when he's singing and performing.
And the ease, his vocal ease is just lovely.
Boba is a drink that you eat.
I love Father Bra. Every time he's on screen is gold.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest, blah, blah, blah. You know, Jesus likes honesty, blah, blah, blah.
Telling Greg would be selfish. It would only alleviate your own guilt. Blah, 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 which I guess is how I sound to you?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm right about this?
For the wrong reasons, but yes.
I am so sorry about the French fries.
What?
When we went out after seeing your friend's terrible band,
oh, he's not doing this well.
ate all of them because I was wasted, and I'm sorry.
Wow, I'm really glad you reached out about that.
You are?
No, I don't remember that at all, but I will take your French fry apology and apply it to other stuff.
Follow up what stuff?
Say a quick hello, and boom, I'm cool.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna go great for you.
It's not going to go great for him.
I heard about you in Valencia. That's rough. Where are you staying?
Oh, no.
Where do I reside?
Where do you hang your hat?
It belongs to a celebrity. He uses it as his weekend house.
What celebrity weekends in Claremont?
Oh, Heather.
I slept with Rebecca! Oh, sorry.
You're really good at secrets, Josh.
Out. I can't blame you guys. I have to take responsibility.
Okay, wait. Before you forgive me, you should know it wasn't just the one time. It's been
Don't count. Don't. Yeah, he's counting.
Oh, no.
Still counting.
More than once.
Yeah, it's been a lot of times, and I'm sort of staying with her.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Josh. It's cool. I don't need to know any more information.
Oh, God. I feel so much better.
It's not about you.
Ah.
How's this gonna blow up? I'm kind of with Heather on this. Like, just seeing her face.
What a mess.
You really liked Rebecca. You dicked me over for her. It's like kind of important to me that you be upset about this.
I'm kind of with Heather on this.
It's not about her either.
That's true.
Dude, you're getting sober. You're not turning into a robot. It's okay to have feelings.
But it is okay to have feelings, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I'm with Heather in that he's not processing this well, and he's bottling up his feelings clearly, but also, like, how you feel about it, Heather, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, yeah, it's a bit of both there. Like, I understand where she's coming from, but then that sort of that line, like, you dick me over for her, so I need you to be more upset about this. Like, but at least she's aware. Like, she has the self-awareness that the others lack, even if she doesn't always process it perfectly. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, I obviously have a crush on her and can find no fault in her. So, you know, hey. No. But I'm curious to see where Greg goes from here because he's bottling up. He's not emoting exactly as you said, and that's not good.
I'm doing amazing.
No, he's not.
Bringing donuts to my next meeting. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. Oh, it is.
Yeah, he looks well adjusted.
Whoopty.
More Greg music.
Who cares?
And it's angry rock.
I don't. But I could if I wanted.
Oh, it's a callback to his previous song, and it ends with him punching a wall. The anger is back. Well, the anger never left.
Yep. Because there's more to deal with than just the drinking. The drinking was partly a symptom of something else.
It was the coping mechanism, like we talked about earlier. It was his unhealthy way of coping with the anger and the other issues.
Okay, can I get it to you tonight? At literally like 2 a.m. Can you submit it at 2 a.m.? Yes. Yep. Yeah. That's no problem at all. I mean, or...
Ned Stark dies, by the way.
No, but he's the show.
Don't get too used to Rob either.
Whoa, yeah, okay, hey! She does it for herself and that puts my fears to rest. She's playing ping pong on her own terms, so I'm the pursuer. Let's share a Costco card!
What? I don't think it's such a big favor. I mean, after everything you've done for her.
That she didn't ask for.
She did ask you to throw a rock through a window.
Okay.
Awareness.
Wow. You are really making excuses for her, more than you would for our kids.
That's because she's better than her kid, Scott. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe she thinks this whole law school thing is dumb, okay? Maybe it is. I'm old.
Aww.
Yeah.
Your dreams are not dumb. And I know Rebecca doesn't think that. She's a very smart girl.
Seeing her have those doubts is something I can very much identify with. There's some things I'm going through now where like there's things I want to do, but then I struggle and having someone like that, first of all, who's in your corner and who's supportive, unquestionably, your dreams are not dumb. We all need to hear that sometimes. And also, I love how he's like, no, Rebecca owes you. Paula is slipping back into her tendencies. She's an addict going through withdrawal, or not necessarily withdrawal, but dealing with the addiction. And he's being right there, standing with her, being like, no. She owes you. Your dreams are not. I loved that scene a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really sweet.
I like how he's getting to be more of a character instead of just sort of the bumbling, incompetent husband we see in every drama, in every comedy, everywhere. It's like, no, like anyone else, he was a man, he was a man with his issues. We didn't see his perspective, but we are now seeing more of his perspective through Paula's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I like seeing supportive relationships, especially ones that were having trouble and then are working things out and trying to get better. I love that.
All right, Goldilocks wants some porridge. Okay. Oh, okay, you got it. All right.
This is pretty cringy.
Dude, where's Greg?
Yeah.
I'll get him a beer. Dude. I don't know the rules.
There's one rule.
Josh and Rebecca are having sex and basically living together.
What?
Oh, no, Greg is probably freaking out. Is that why he's not here?
I love Wise Y Joe. Oh no!
Your boy never showed with the donuts.
You told Hector about you and Rebecca and not me. Why?
You're a little judgy.
Because I told them the truth about you and me.
You did what?
Yeah. Good job, you horny monsters. Oh, I'm sorry. That sound judgy? Good.
I love him.
Look like a giant buff chipmunk.
I kind of see it. Yeah.
Yeah, like he could be in a live action, like Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
I gotta go find him. I can't stay here.
Well, how are you going to do that?
Oh no.
Voila.
Wow. Intuition.
He got the donuts.
I really have been doing a lot better. But then I heard about you and Chan. I picked out a drink and a glass and ice. And instead, I hit a wall.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
No, I'm okay. It's actually good. At least I didn't use alcohol to block an emotion.
I'm so sorry.
I don't need an apology from you. I picked you because you weren't interested in me.
Because by the end of the wedding, you weren't interested in me.
The reason I got a DUI is because I was driving over the next morning to tell you that I loved you. I blew my shot. And that's my fault. You and Josh, you should be happy together.
And he treats you well?
Yes.
Nope.
Then everything worked out fine.
Wow, you're like this new enlightened person.
Oh no. Holy crap, the acting. Greg is so good.
Here's the letter you asked for. I should have written it the second you asked for it, so please forgive me and my garbage self.
I thought for a second maybe you thought that me going to law school was ridiculous.
No, I'm so sorry that you thought that for even a second. Changing your life is hard. And you deserve support. The part, it's true, it's all true. You're the greatest person I've ever met. Cookie. Oh.
But I had to turn in Daryl's letter because he gave it to me on time.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Best friends for life.
Boy.
I love Daryl.
It's like he's learning to process things differently. He actually seemed like he was in a great place.
And now you want him.
Hey, you said you love video games. You want to get in here?
I'm not feeling.
Mhm.
I don't like video games.
Just like you lied about ping pong? What was that about?
Is it just me, or is this season they kind of making Josh the villain? Like in the first season, he was the kind of a doofus, but he meant well. And he was emotionally cheating, which is cheating, on Valencia. And, if you are in a monogamous relationship and those are the rules you have established. So he was absolutely emotionally cheating, but he was not a great person, but he wasn't a villain. Then again, if this were Valencia's story, he would have been. But now he is directly, he kind of does feel like he's sort of a villain in the way sitcoms have villains.
I think there's a definite tone shift in general. And I think that there is a shifting of how we're viewing Josh.
Yeah.
His flaws are not being brushed over quite as much as they were in the first season. They were presented, but not really addressed like they are starting to be in this season, I think.
Mm-hmm. And how those flaws hurt other people. Sort of the whole him, like going back to the party bus episode again, him having to sort of be the one in control who decides what they do, because that's just how they've always done. Because Josh very much is starting to maybe for other people, if any of the viewers want to chime in, but he is now very much striking me as someone who very much peaked in high school and hasn't grown up.
Mm-hmm.
Like at all. He's not that different from Hector. The only difference is he started dating Valencia when he was 18 and was hot and interesting and had stuff going on when he was 18. that doesn't look as good when you're 26, and Valencia stuck with him. Why? I mean, inertia, lethargy, he's hot, and from that one episode we got, the sex is probably fantastic, but honestly, good for her.
I have thoughts about Valencia, and I don't know how to discuss them without spoiling things.
Okay, so why don't we put a pin in it for now, and we can come back to it when I assume she's coming back, obviously, because you're talking about spoilers. I don't consider that much of a spoiler. I figured they were going to bring her back because she's a good character, and I really like the actress, and her songs were awesome.
Mm-hmm. They originally only meant for her to be on the first episode or two, and then she had such great chemistry with Rachel Bloom, and she's just so awesome in general in this character that they just couldn't say no to having her in the show more.
I love when that happens.
It's such a good choice too.
The most famous, the example I know the most about where that happened, where he had a character who was only supposed to be around a bit, was Spike in Buffy. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to go deep into Joss Whedon stuff right now for obvious reasons. But it's when a character is that interesting and that memorable, a smart showrunner, it's like, all right, we are going to rewrite stuff and find places to put you in because you're awesome.
Frasier also.
Oh, yeah? And Cheers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also great when you have, for the actor, it's also like, as someone who I've never been a professional actor, but who's done acting, I like seeing actors be successful. So the person who plays Valencia, it's so great for her that she was rewarded for her excellent performance with more work.
I honestly
That's
think
fantastic.
Valencia's character rounds out the show in a really necessary way and provides some really needed empathy and perspective.
She's in so many ways the opposite of Rebecca. Like she should be the villain, quote unquote. Like in a lot of these types of sitcoms, she's the, not that I love Taylor Swift, but she wears short skirts. She wears high, whatever. You all know the song. She is the stereotypical sort of like, hot girl that you're with that you shouldn't be with, and that's the whole point. But like, she's not a villain. Like, she's not perfect. She's got her own issues. She's, but like, I love her character, and I can't wait to see more of her whenever she does show back up in the show.
I was trying to spend time with you, Josh. You know what, Josh? You live here. You do, and you can tell yourself whatever, but I deserve to be with someone who treats me well.
No. Taking the wrong lesson again. She's ping-ponging back and forth.
A good metaphor.
I don't know if that was intentional or not in the episode, but it works.
It does.
Hopefully Greg is in a strong enough place that he's able to say no, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And to set good boundaries. Because the last thing he needs is for her to put all that pressure back on him. And the last thing she needs is, to think another guy's going to fix her problems. Like, good for her for finally realizing Josh is not treating her well. I love that Greg almost drank but didn't. That they're treating this as a serious thing with ups and downs, and it's not easy. It's not a one-time thing. I'm curious to see if they do anything with the punching walls, because that is not a healthy outlet. And you don't want to be close with someone who punches walls, because, I mean, now in Greg's case, he did it when no one else was around. He didn't do it in anyone's direction. He didn't do it as a look what you made me do. It's an I did this, it's not good, I'm dealing with my emotions. He refers to his anger as an emotion. So I'm curious to see where Greg and his anger go from here.
Yeah.
Where I'd also like to see a character actually go to therapy willingly. Because I mean, I guess an alcoholics meeting is a form of therapy, but I would love to see Greg, go to a therapist. We'll see what happens. I'd love Dr. Akopian, I think her name is, to come back. She was great. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out how things go next time on episode 3.
All signs point to Josh, or is it Josh's friend? Oh no! Yeah, it's gonna be painful to watch.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and join us next week. Thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely to hang out.
Take care.
Bye.